I always had a wrong misconception of waiting. I thought that waiting was just kind of like, had to be the most boring thing ever. And so when the devil would whisper in my ear, well, what are you going to do? I'd always come up with something. Don't you know the enemy sends out a little demon to sit on your shoulder every day? And he whispers in your ear all day long, what are you going to do? 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 Well, what are you going to do? And pretty soon you start feeling like you need to come up with something or you're going to look like a real dummy. Not too long ago, I had some health problems. I had a doctor tell me that I'd worked too hard for too long, and he gave me this thing. He wanted me to rest for like this long period of time. And here was my first thought. This was my first thought. Well, what does one do when they rest? And I'm still having a hard time with it. It's like, what do you do when you rest? Thus, that's how I've written 116 books. So, one doesn't rest much. But see, the word wait doesn't mean just sit around and just do nothing, wait for a miracle. You're not busy physically, but you're very busy spiritually. You're trusting, you're believing, you're praising. The word wait means to expect, look, and long for God. That's what the word wait means. Can you get that? To expect, to look, and to long for God. In Isaiah 40:31, the scripture we all love, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Well, waiting on God gives us the strength that we need to do whatever it is that God's going to tell us to do. That's why many times when you go to God with a problem, He doesn't give it to you right away because you need time just in His presence, just soaking up His presence, gaining the strength and the wisdom that you're going to need to pull off whatever it is He does show you to do. But what that means is you're not just waiting passively, doing nothing. You're saying, God, I'm expecting you to speak. I'm expecting you to show up. I'm looking for you. I'm longing for you. You know, if I told you that I would come to your house tomorrow after I got done here for supper at 5 o'clock, would you let me come? Okay. Well, I'm not going to, but we're playing a game. Only because I got to go home. But if just as well as you know me, which we're not intimate, well, you know, you've watched me on TV, whatever. I mean, you probably, hopefully know God a lot better than you know me. And so, but when 5 o'clock came, you'd be looking. Kids, don't make that mess. Joyce will be here any minute. You see, you're going to be looking and you're going to be excited and you're going to be waiting. And that's what it means to look for God. We expect. You know, the word hope, I love the word hope. I wrote a whole book called Get Your Hopes Up. I call it my happy book. And to hope means to expect that at any moment something amazing is going to happen in your life. It's not some silly kind of like hope like the world has. Well, I hope something happens. It's not like that.
We hope you enjoyed this teaching. To get more from Joyce, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.